I'm very pleased to now introduce you another Mitchell Scholar at the University of Maine, where we currently have 140 scholars attending. Bethany Schulberg, since her sophomore year, has done a terrific job of making all those scholars feel welcome. She and Brady are the great team that leads the cohort at University of Maine. They organize volunteer events, informal gatherings, and carpools to our Mitchell events. In her spare time, she also is doubly major in biological engineering and business management. She also was named a Reynolds Kerr Pioneer in recognition of her interest in pursuing a career in science. We're thrilled to have Bethany's mom and sister with us tonight, and Bethany's here to share her story with you. Bethany, come on up.
I am the sum of expectations. My name is Bethany Schulberg, and when I was born in Coral Gables, Florida, I was expected to be a 10-pound baby, but was 6.5 pounds. I was expected to be the 5th member of a happy family. Then my father unexpectedly left when I was a year old. 2 months later, I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, a disease with a statistical life expectancy of 32. My mom knew the challenges that children face in a single-parent, low-income home. She gave up a career to stay home with me so that I would live long enough to have expectations of my life. From the time that I could walk, she would say, "Not going to college is not an option." I never thought much about my cystic fibrosis before I went to kindergarten. It was just part of my life. When I went to school, unexpectedly, there were hush talks with teachers and meetings about me. I don't look like I have a disease, so people did not understand. My PE teacher wouldn't let me get a drink of water when we were outside, and she thought that I was faking. She didn't expect that I was about to pass out. My CF can scare people. One mom expected me to be dead by 7, and she wouldn't let me hang out with her friend. My mom had to find the words to tell me that at 7 years old. The Miami humidity caused me to be in the hospital more and more with my cystic fibrosis. Hurricanes Katrina, Rita, and Wilma ravaged our home, and my Grammy was going through her final battle with cancer. My mom couldn't take care of me and her parents living so far apart, so we moved to Maine and into my grandparents' home. As a 6th grader, I didn't know what to expect of Maine, but I sure didn't expect much. The Miami schools had expected little, and they put me into the average to below average track, in spite of what my teachers had said. My Maine teachers put me in the gifted program 2 weeks after I arrived. My mom thought golf would be good. I said that would only happen if they made pink golf balls. I didn't expect that they actually made pink golf balls. So, then in high school, I did an hour of respiratory treatments before school. Then I spent 8 hours in school, then 3 hours playing the varsity sports, golf or tennis, then did my homework, then spent an hour doing respiratory treatments before bed. Interspersed during the day, I took a boatload of pills. In my spare time, I was vice president of the National Honor Society and in theater productions. I also sang in the chorus and was first flute in the band. 1 or 2 nights a week, I took night classes at the community college as well. No grass grows under these high heels. During my senior year, I applied for the Mitchell Scholarship. My essay was about my little elephant in the room, cystic fibrosis, and how it affects my life. I keep my CF hidden behind my smile, and I hide my equipment in my room. Sending in my essay to the Mitchell Institute was the first time that I really put my CF out there, and I was scared. The Mitchell Institute didn't throw away my essay, and they didn't throw me with it. They embraced it, and they recognized the grit that's inside me that keeps me going and striving. George Mitchell's Institute expected me to be a scholar. The Mitchell Institute did not give me a check and drop me off. They expected to have a relationship with me. Alec Young, a scholar already at UMO, brought me into the Mitchell's UMO group of diverse characters. I found other solid foundation blocks that the Mitchell Institute could put underneath me. We scholars go everywhere. I got Mile 1 trips to Katahdin to help grow me as a leader, Mile 2 to experience networking and professionalism, and a gala like the one here tonight to connect me with the community and help channel my talent. I'm thrilled to have been a part of the growth of the Mitchell group on my campus. Now, as a senior, I will be passing on the baton. This past April, my little elephant friend decided to knock me down. I was in the thick of planning Mitchell Scholar activities and gearing up for finals when I started to get that drowning feeling in my lungs. That meant an infection. My mother drove up because she didn't like the way that my voice sounded. I just have to say hello, and she instantly seems to know what my lung function is. She made me come home and go to the doctor, who immediately admitted me to Maine Medical Center in Portland. How could I tell the Institute that events I planned wouldn't include me? I'm not someone to broadcast the details of my illness usually, and I didn't expect the outpouring of support that followed my email to the Institute. Meg and Kim instantly asked, "How can we help you and what do you need?" This helped me stop worrying about the classes that I was missing and the groups that I was leaving in the hands of others. My mom had to work, and she couldn't make the 3-hour round trip back down to Portland during the week. In my denial, I didn't expect to be admitted to the hospital, so I didn't pack many clothes. Meg and Kim brought me clothes and food from great places to get my weight up because I had lost 10 pounds. They even brought me magazines to read and puzzles to pass the time. I felt comfortable letting my elephant hang out in my room with me and the Mitchell people. To make me feel I had part of the family on site, the Mitchell Institute introduced me to an individual in the administration of the hospital who said that I could call her at any time. When I was discharged in May, it was time to run back and finish my junior year and get ready for the exciting summer that I had awaiting me. This past summer, I got to be an intern at Genzyme in the Boston area. I never expected to go at my age to achieve a life goal of mine, working on a cure for cystic fibrosis. Not too many people get an opportunity like the one that Genzyme gave me. I was super worried about how I was going to afford to stay in Massachusetts for my internship. And who was there to back me up? Of course, the Mitchell Institute. I applied for it, and they awarded me a fellowship. So I was able to rent a room for the summer and do my dream job. You may even get to see my name credited on the Genzyme study, and I never expected that. If all of that isn't enough, the Mitchell Institute also found me a mentor in Boston to help guide my postgraduate life. I got to have lunch with Bree, a Mitchell alumna who works as an engineer in Waltham. She spoke with me about the many opportunities that my summer at Genzyme would open up. She helped boost my confidence that my dreams of curing CF is within my grasp. I'm the last child of my mother. All 3 of us made it through college. My brother with a degree in political science and religious studies, my sister with a degree in business administration, and I will graduate this May of 2017 from UMO with a biological engineering degree and a business degree. I'm glad that my mother had expectations of me. She could have given up after giving me the 40+ pills that I require a day and hours of respiratory therapy. Without expectations, I might have given up. Now, my own expectations motivate me to find a cure for this disease and get rid of the elephant that's in my life. Thank you, Senator Mitchell and the Mitchell Institute staff for believing in me and your continued support of me through and even beyond college.